Don't you know things will change? Things will go your way if you hodl for 6 or 7 months. Can you hodl? Welcome, people, to a new episode of the Suppoman Show. Here with me, the Suppoman from the Church of Suppotology, bringing you your ultimate cryptocurrency mass, celebrating the cult of, or religion of, cryptocurrency. In today's video, I am going to be explaining how to build a life-changing portfolio, because I did it in the last bull market, which this is very much replicating. I'm going to show you exactly the tactics I would do if I was to do it all again, knowing what I know now. So if you are excited to hear what that is, make sure that you smash up the likes with a passion. Make sure that you subscribe to the Church of Suppotology by hitting that subscribe button. Now we are over 15,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. So let's see if we can carry on the momentum to 20 ASAP and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss out on these cryptocurrency videos. So, Mexico, how are we doing today, Team Suppo? So we have got people in the house already. I'll come to you in 2 seconds. But first of all, let me just do my usual of tweeting le stream. Share, Twitter, tweet. There we are. That's all it takes, really. Quite fantastic. And it says I've got an excellent connection. So here we are. So Brian, Jimmy, Monica, Britcoin, Chris Marks, Your Seven, Johnny, Severns, Lisa Marie, Noreen, Mario D, Mike Freeman, Yabba61, Yabba Yabba, whatever. Christian Hartman, Cam B, Kafir, Tanya, Eliza, AS, Alicia, Michael, William Pham, Draz, Mike Freeman, Katie Watt, Glyn Burt, Soul X, Avatar Jones, Jay Stevs, Bitcoin Hullcoiner, Karan, Kimbo, Johnny, Benjamin, Roz Z, Roman, Patrick Stock, Nazar, Lindsay, Jamie Harvey, Rod, Carl, Stephen UK. Lovely. God, so many of you here today. Fantastic, fantastic. Plus I will take some super chats, hopefully as long as we have the time. So, let's have a look. So, Bitcoin has experienced some real bearishness, despite a fantastic recovery going up towards its kind of local high, getting back up to around about 57,000. However, it was kind of stopped. There's news of futures expiry tomorrow, last day of the month, last Friday of the month tends to happen, and just generally some bad news in the market regarding Bitcoin about it having its worst ever April or something like that. In a bull market, which is I think is a bit over the top, but there we are. But anyway, let's see what this means for altcoin season. So we are having a 94 points, a quite fantastic increase in altcoin season, and altcoins have had a fantastic spike of late. So let's just have a look and see what's happening in the market and what's doing well, what's doing not quite so well. So Venus, OKB, Waves, PancakeSwap, Huobi token, Phantom, modest. Other than Venus, relatively modest returns. Now let's have a look and see how my favourite cryptocurrency at the moment is doing. Refinable, see ya, $2.60. So this went up to $3 earlier, just over $3. It bounced quite spectacularly from $1.50, as I said, was about the they haven't got it recorded at all properly here. Okay, hold on. Let me go to CoinGecko. Much better. So in the last 24 hours, hit a low of 158, and basically it doubled. So if you had put $1,000 in at $1.58, it'd be $2,000, although it has gone down slightly, but even still, you're in massive profit. So that is the importance of bulletproof entry points, people. You want to get in when it seems like it's so unlikely to go to that price, but just hold. Now, the other day when I brought you a video, it was $2.28 refinable was. And I said, just hold, let the calm take over from what was a quite epic, dramatic, and pretty much nonsensical storm. And so, yes, and so if you had waited, it did actually go down to $1.58, and then it has subsequently gone up to $3.10. So I am heavily bullish on Refinable, but I'll bring you another video on Refinable another time. I've been obviously in defense of it, and I think that that has mostly been validated because Refinable's own Telegram group have turned into a bunch of moon boys now, where they were largely getting involved in fun. My team Suppo are in there, and it is quite possibly the best place actually to be in Telegram cryptocurrency forums. So it's Suppo Chat, t.me/Suppo Chat. Do not miss that one. There's two Suppoman chats. One is an unofficial group. One is the official group. Suppo Chat is the official group. Also, what I wanted to let you know, and I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this because I shouldn't be doing this. I should not be doing this, okay? I'm going to do it, right? There is a new cryptocurrency which I am really, really bullish on. It's called Divergence. Okay? Now, these guys have no clue that I know about them, or at the very least, I'm even going to do this. But what I would say, and I'm not promising anything, is they have got a tiny community. I did this for Refinable, and look how that turned out. Ended up being an insane 300x. Divergence. Sounds a lot like Convergence, doesn't it? Divergence community. Look for it, join it. Who knows what can happen? But I am going to bring you a video on this another time. So, anyway, let's get started. Let me just see if there are any super chats at this present time. AS, still bullish on Cell Frame? I don't know if I am, actually, to be fair. I kind of am, but at the same time I'm not. They are not having the trajectory I was expecting. Can we see your volume rule applied to top 5 coins? Can we see your volume rule applied to top 5 coins? No, because it doesn't matter for top 5 coins anyway, because what matters is that it has the relevance to keep on going up and up and up to become one of the best coins. Hi Super, what is your opinion on Collateral? It's now about $1. I haven't really got much of an opinion, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of these Launchpad tokens, like not all of them, because I don't put Refinable into this category, but most Launchpad tokens are really for a payday. Okay, it's really for a payday for these VCs and for anybody getting into the Launchpad. You make some end up being very good, like Orikuri that could do really well, Refinable, and quite a number of the Polka Starter ones and BSC pad ones and paid ones, but most of them are just an enormous payday. And actually, sometimes a Launchpad can sacrifice the ability to actually grow as a cryptocurrency because you just become a statistic, another one of those Launchpad tokens. And I think Collateral is kind of like one of them. Let me just have a look and see how it's done. Yeah, it's basically just gone downhill. Now, a lot of that's to do with the cryptocurrency market being relatively stagnant at the moment. It has kind of maintained late 1 trillion to early 2 trillion. It's been relatively stagnant. However, with stagnance, I think is a calm before the storm. I think that there's going to be heavy multipliers coming up for altcoins. Okay, were there any more? Any more for any more? Oh, I see now they are actually increasing. Super, what do you think about QuickSwap? Well, I've already I recommended QuickSwap about 2 months ago, and I even got the clip and retweeted it just so you didn't miss out on what I said about QuickSwap, because basically it's essentially one of the quickest decentralized exchanges that utilizes Matic technology and actually has adoption for a lot of platforms out there, Binance-based platforms. So I said it was going to be a big one, and it has grown to be that exactly. And with the growth of Matic recently, it has essentially dragged up QuickSwap, a little bit like how Solana has dragged up a load of Solana-based projects. Hey, Suppo, what do you think of Horde? I can't say I've really heard of it. Horde. Horde. Well, it's got an incredible amount of volume, considering its market cap. How long has this been out? I'm taking it has literally just come out. Oh, it's four or 5 days. And I'm guessing that it kind of came out, hit a price of 33 cents, came down to 20, and that was the point at which people probably assumed it was a bulletproof price, and then it went up to 75 cents, now 54. Let's have a gander. It's obviously doing well from a... It's kind of, 1 to 2. Follow the best crypto portfolios. No, I don't want to go to bloody... Just bugger off. Follow the best cryptocurrency portfolios. Broadcast your portfolio updates. Interesting. It's obviously becoming quite a requirement for... I'm noticing this. There's obviously seems quite a requirement in bull market season to follow the best performers. I guess I'm seeing it with people, wanting to say, with people coming up to me and saying, Suppo, would you mind, really sharing your portfolio and things so that we can keep up to date with what you're investing in. So there does seem to be a bit of an appetite. Low cap, good VCs. Let's have a look then. L&D. AU21 Master Ventures. I wouldn't say they were very good. I'd say they were okay. But it obviously was a very low cap because at 13 million, that's actually okay, isn't it? Let's have a lucky look. What would you say on new market cap of 5? Would you still recommend to buy it on what price? As far as I'm concerned, the bulletproof price is the bulletproof coin price. Now, they are probably going to be adding supply, but you can't, but that won't negate the 78% retracement from the high. So you have to respect, as all traders respect, the actual coin price, because all projects add supply, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly. It doesn't really matter. But either way, they do add supply, and as long as they don't add so much that it dilutes the actual cryptocurrency generally, then you have to kind of you have to respect the technicals. If you had 10k in this dip, what would you invest? Well, that I'm not going to answer. Polygon, nice, held for years, and it's on fire now. Yes, indeed. I remember when I brought this out, I dedicated a stream to Matic, actually. Back in around about April 2019, I remember, when Matic hadn't even come out at that point, because I wanted to let you know about Matic before it came out, because I saw at that point it was going to be a game-changing narrative. And yes, and it's brilliant to see that its growth has been supreme. It's been supreme. And I'm glad I got back into it because I did sell it at about 4 cents. And then I got back into it at 9 cents. So thank the Lord I did that. Reef has a ton of news. Good for them. What do you think of Occam Phi's first idea? I haven't actually looked at it, to be fair. What was it called? Define or something? I can't remember. Occam's Razor. Have they got it on here? No. Let's have a look and see if it's on their Medium. If it's not, it's pretty poor. Aha, here we are. Defier, not define, Defier. Right, powered by Changely. Already it sounds pretty good. Now, remember that when a launch pad, particularly a very early stage launch pad, gets its first project, that is when there's going to be the first mutterings of bullishness. $12, 14.69 it got to. I think this is kind of related to the Bitcoin drop. Some alts have fallen with it. But I think it puts Occam in a very good position moving forward. Let me just have a look and see. DeFi is a DeFi platform designed for the Cardano ecosystem, offering optimal execution services across decentralized exchanges, token swaps, order routing services. So basically like 1inch. Providing intermediary services, order flow, originators, wallets, ultimate execution. Okay. So basically, it seems like it's going to be some form of... It's going to be a 1inch for Cardano, I assume. Or Cardano-based assets, maybe? Maybe not, I can't tell. If it's going to be purely for... I think it's actually going to be a universal cryptocurrencies. I don't think it's just going to be just related to Cardano, like a Cardano DEX. I think it's up, which is polkadot. And then you're going to see Cardano start to bring some projects to the party, of which DeFi sounds like it. Doesn't sound like the best project name, but yeah, it does sound good. Is Unmarshal still one of your favourite coins? Yeah, it is definitely one of my favourite coins. Can you check out Polka Rare? Well, IDO. I think I've checked out Polka Rare. I checked it out like a few thingy-majiggies ago. I'll have a quickie look, just for you, Jason. Discern, Web3 economy for unique and scarce digital assets. So basically it's NFTs. Oh yeah, it's like that NFT suite. Wallet, marketplace, loans, discoverability. So it's basically getting like a lot of the visions that you see singularly on some projects. Like this is kind of fusible. This would be, I don't know, I suppose something like rareable or refinable. NFT wallet, like Engine, collateralized loans, a bit like Genesis shards, and collections, a bit like Terra Virtua. So it does look like it's got quite a few arms to it. Is it actually out yet? Will IDO on pools? Okay, so it's not out yet. But it does have some very interesting qualities. Congrats on the 15k subs, over 1,000 new subs in 3 days. That was true. And that was quite incredible. Suppo, they just say, nice haircut, Suppo. Thank you very much. Did it myself. Literally hours ago. Thoughts on... Oh, god damn. There's loads coming through now. So thank you very much, Lindsay. What about Fly Franklin token? Let's have a quick look then. Fly. Franklin. Let's have a quickie. The native token for a whale-centric automated market maker. Looks like it's got pretty shit volume. It's been out 7 days and it's essentially what looks like tanked in those 7... Well, doesn't look like it's tanked enough. That's probably why it's not risen. Let me have a look. Token Fly. Sounds like a shit coin, but let's have a gander. Yeah, it is a shit coin. Fucking Illuminati. Yeah, looks stupid. Not gonna bother. Try. Oh dear. It's a little bit like being Simon Cowell and somebody that has got a really shite voice comes in and starts singing. And I'll be like, nah, just go away. End of audition. Try us. Only on Qcoin, 20 million market cap. 60% up. I think I was going to get into this at private sale or something. It's pretty junk to me. I don't know. It's probably okay. I mean, it's got a lot of money being transacted in it, but I'm not really that bothered. Uno Re. Somebody actually asked me this earlier in the. And I don't really understand the market for it. Basically, it's insurance for insurance providers, which is not a market I get at all. So I can't really say, and I couldn't invest unless I can explain it and explain what the point is of it. And I haven't looked into it properly, and I couldn't possibly look into it within the short space of a stream. Why is nothing coming up for this? It was definitely coming up earlier. Nothing's even coming up if I put UN, and none Marshall should come up. What the hell is going on? Nothing even comes up if I put U. What a joke. Okay, let's just have a look then. Unor. Reinsurance democratized, digitized, and simplified. Let's have a gan then. Let's have a gan! Look into Uno Re. Bitcoin. Congrats on 15k. Let's help see if we get to 20k by hitting this like and the subscribings. Yes, people, if you could, I would be absolutely grateful, and will continue to try and bring you the best of what I've learned. If you can literally smash that. I actually do boxing, so I shouldn't do that. So I'm going to just do that. Just tap it would be absolutely incredible. And thank you very much, Bitcoin. Christian Giorvek. Okay. I know you hate talking about coins that are monsters, but I would still like to know your opinion on AVAX. What are the odds to beat Polkadot and Cardano? I don't think it's possible. But I think that AVAX, at the very least, could go on a trajectory to get into the top 20. You know, because I think it's probably got one of the better chances than a lot of the infrastructures looking to beat Cardano are concerned. I think Solana will be the next best. Cardano, Polkadot, Solana. Hence why Solana as an ecosystem is growing hugely. And why Solstarter, I imagine, will be one of those big smash hits. So our backers: Qcoin, NGC, Moonrock, Morningstar, AU21X21. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these names I am finding are in all of the IDOs. Ferrum, Phoenix. They're in all the IDOs. And to be honest, the more I see them, the less I respect them. Because it doesn't seem like they are in for the tech. It seems like they're in for the gains. Which to me, you know, some of them I just see too much, I think. And they're offering... Really, their offerings are nothing. So anyway, yeah. So let's have a look. We provide insurance to insurance providers, building the first global risk trading platform. So I don't really get it. Reinsurance is known as insurance for insurance companies. Reinsurance is the practice whereby insurers transfer portions of their risk portfolios to other parties to reduce the likelihood of having to pay a large obligation resulting from an insurance claim. So insurers transfer portions to other parties, I suppose, to mitigate the overall amounts that could be owed for an insurance claim. Kind of get it, kind of don't. I don't really know how that industry works. And as far as... because I am pretty sure that this is out... Coin market cap is just being pathetic, in all honesty. There we are. There they are. Oh no, I don't think they're going to show up. I think it'll probably be still classed as ICO yet. Is it on here? No, it's not. I don't know what the price is of it. I can't possibly say. However, it looks as if, at the very least, it's unique, which I kind of like. Still bullish on Beyond? Kind of. Jury's a bit out on that. I think it's going to do well, but I think the team is slightly disorganised, if I'm honest with you. Congrats, Suppo. Have you seen Globe DX next IDO unpaid? Nice VC, Pantera. An exchange with faster engine than Nasdaq. Won't shut down like Binance when market is bullish. Lisa, I have looked at it, and I've got to say, I am extremely impressed by it. And I think that it could actually be, over time, a massive multiplier. The only thing is, and it looks like it's relatively unique. And yes, so I am quite bullish on that. Right, okay, so now I think I'm going to go and move into the nub of this presentation. Right, okay, so firstly, Kickpad, right? So the price of Kickpad right now is 51 cents. This is now an 18 million market cap cryptocurrency, but who cares about that? Essentially, right now it costs just over $1,000 to get an allocation. Right now, if we have a look at something like BSC pad, you need 3,000 BSC pad just for the lowest potential tier, which doesn't necessarily give you the best allocation, and you've got to do tweeting and all this sharing and all of that. So 3 times 3, basically 9k. Okay, so basically 9k. So at the moment, Kickpad is incredibly cheap, right? So what I'm going to do is I am now going to tell you, if I was starting today with $1,000, what would I do in order to get from $1,000 to 1 million in total? Like, how would I do it? The process in full. All right. So, starting with $1,000, the first thing that I would do is I would buy one of the things I would possibly consider is buying Kickpad. As far as I'm concerned, this is easy money, right? You need 2,500 tokens in order to be able to get into IDOs, right? Now, the first IDO I got into, 30x'd. The second one I got into, I can't remember how I did. I think it kind of 15x'd or something. But anyway, 2 IDOs, average 20x, right? With Kickpad, which you can get basically with about $1,200, you can buy a ticket in a guaranteed ticket, a guaranteed allocation. Not a lottery, which you get with paid. Yes, paid's got great stuff, but you do need to have a multitude of paid tokens to have a chance of getting into the lottery. So if you starting today would be the perfect day, because Kickpad has been over $4, which meant that for 2,500 Kickpad, I would have had to pay about $10,000. Now today, a 10,000 ticket is now just over $1,000. So for $1,000, I would buy Kickpad and I would just go into IDOs. So in the last week, there's been 3. In the last few days, there's been 3. All you need is 3 30x's. Flip them. Okay? They come out on Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Flip them. You get it, you flip it. All right? You wait for it to do a 30x, you flip it. Don't get emotional, just flip it. You need 3 30x's or 6 15x's to essentially just break even. Looking at the allocation that you would get with 2,500, which at the current point is around about $20. You get $20 allocation, which yes is poor, but you only need 3 IDOs, 3 times 30x or 6 times 15x. You need that many to happen, and then after that, everything's profit. Even the amount of Kickpad you hold, which could 10x in itself, the value of Kickpad could 10x, which means that you've now got a $10,000 cryptocurrency rather than a $1,000 crypto. Well, actually, 1,200, so it'd be 12,500. So 1,200 plus you would have made the initial investment back on the gains, and everything else is just profit. You could just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep generating until you get to 10,000. Okay, 10,000 or so. All right, so that would be an easy as pie way. It's not quite 1,000. I'd probably have to get another 200, scrabble and about another 200, and I would just get Kickpad and get an allocation and just be able, to me, it seems like the best Cost to reward ratio. You know, the overall starting cost is very, very low. However, what you can make in profit will basically be outweighed, will outweigh the investment very, very quickly. So I just do this rinse and repeat, and I just keep doing it. You know, whether launch pads go or not, they are still going to launch the new projects. That is how projects launch right now. It's all pretty much IDO launch pads, right? And there is a multitude of great technology. And all you need is one really good one. All you need is one refinable. You get into it, and at 300x's, bang, jobs are good. You know, if Stratos went onto Kickpad, that could be 100x, right? So as far as I'm concerned, very, very easy, low entry, barrier to entry, cost barrier to entry, and then I would probably just stick to that. This would be my preferred option. Secondly, what I could do is I could spend $250 against 3 microcaps and 1 midcap project. Okay, so why I like microcaps is because it's the easiest route to riches, in my opinion. Okay, the reason being is because they are so rock bottom, and if it's a very promising tech, is VC backed, solves a significant problem, then it's got all the explosive growth ahead of it, right? So I've gotten into linear, matic, refinable, ethos, bitmax. All of these I got into at less than $3 million, right? So if you can get into something at less than $3 million, and linear and bitmax and ethos all went down below 3 million, or at least, you know, kind of the starting price I got in after I'd already got into it, after it had been a private sale and everything. So as they were very promising, but they were in unfavorable markets like this, where it's been stagnant and really good technology gets ignored because of price action. That's where you have to see the opportunity where others do not. So anyway, 3 microcaps that are strong fundamentally, not just 3 any microcaps that are strong fundamentally, and then 1 mid-cap project. So that gives you 4 chances to 40x. So one of these just needs to 40x, which coming up in the next altcoin period could happen, right? Or you have 4 10x's, which in a bull market is very, very likely. If you're getting into something very, very low and it's within narrative, then 4 10x's is very, very likely. And then you make your 10k that way. So you can make 10k either getting into a polkadot project and literally just flipping. Just flip it. There's just no fundamentals, no real analysis. Just get into it, you flip it, right? You get a guaranteed ticket and you just flip it. Or you can do it this way. And then as far as microcaps are concerned, bulletproof entry, VC backed, great solution, hype. When I say great solution, I mean something along the lines of it solves a significant pain uniquely, or it is something in fitting with a narrative that is going to boom. So Cardano launch pads, Solana based launch pads, you know, Solana's really got Matic launch pad, can you imagine? So essentially, that is what you are looking for. Like really great solutions, exciting solutions. Like to an extent, you've got to try and be like me. You have got to think in the eyes of others. Don't look in just your eyes and not just think, oh, I like the look of that. That's good. I relate to that. But try and imagine yourself in someone else's shoes. Do you think that your grandma, brother, friend would look at it and like it and be excited by it? And could you explain it to them? And could they explain it back to you? And if you've got all of those attributes, then essentially you are onto something there. You have to look into the mind of someone else. Is it accessible? Will people understand? Now, one of the big reasons why Refinable 300x right off the bat wasn't simply because it was so mega hype, but it was because it was so easy to understand. NFT marketplace says it all. You don't really need to say more than that. You don't need to see scaling. You don't need to say tech. You don't need to see proof of whatever. It's just NFT marketplace. Very, very simple. Had Mr. Beast, had Binance invested. So anyway, so simplicity is really the is really what you need to look at. Simplicity is actually the highest form of mastery, and it's the most difficult to achieve. But when you achieve it, you just know you're onto a good thing. And as for the mid cap, I would go for something with a narrative focus. So, for instance, you know, the narrative has very much been, you know, decentralization, DeFi, And something that would do really well, I think, is something that is completely in keeping with that. You know, like a good polkadot based project, a good Uniswap, maybe even Uniswap, or something that is likely to grow, an infrastructure, or something that is likely to be highly adopted in DeFi season. And because it's in kind of mid-cap area, around about 300 million, you are able to see what time has tested and see what has done well. So, for instance, something like Matic, but Matic has already kind of boomed, but that is the kind of thing you need to look for. So, once you use these tactics, you make $10,000, okay? It's hard to do, but nothing in cryptocurrency is easy, all right? But this is where you need to apply the lessons I teach you about what you need to look for in cryptocurrencies to invest in. You don't just invest in anything. You have to invest in the things that are most likely to be exciting and be exciting for the long term. So once you've got that 10,000, this is what I did last time. So once I had got that $10,000, I went all in on one cryptocurrency, okay? So your $10,000 investment. Now, I know that there's quite a few of you watching that probably have massive amounts of cryptocurrencies in your portfolio. And what I would suggest is that, let's say, for instance, like with Kickpad, you make 10,000, but you keep your 2,500 staked. So you've made your 10,000 in, you know, IDOs and IDO flipping, and you've had maybe a couple of outliers that have done really well. Then keep your investment in Kickpad, so you keep some money flowing in. But going all in tends to be the best and most effective scenario, because you can concentrate fully on that coin. You can concentrate on the news. You can keep up to date with it just almost 100%. And because of that focus, you know what's coming up, and you know if your money is going to keep appreciating, versus if you have 20 cryptocurrencies in your portfolio and it's almost impossible to manage. You're spread too thin. You can't keep on top. And in some cases, some are going to go down, some are going to go up, and you're going to break even largely. But if you go all in on one, that means that when it goes up, you really feel it going up. And as long as you get in at the right times, then really all you should see is it going up. So anyway, $10,000 investment. What should you be looking for? Some of this will be a little bit of overlaying on or replication on things I've already told you, but I'm also going to tell you some new stuff. So, Bulletproof Entry first of all. Now, I have shown you exactly how to apply that. You can apply it on TradingView, or you can apply it on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Look for a 71% retracement, or it's coming out, or it's very, very new at 500k to 3 million. Okay, you don't want to be going too high with this. You want to be going kind of in either micro or low cap for this, for 71% retracement, or just micro cap entry. Because if you're in something really promising, it's very, very unlikely it's going to go below 500k anyway. And 3 million, if you strike while the iron's hot, which with a lot of cryptocurrencies we have talked about on this channel, we have, then you can make the life-changing gains. So anyway, so that's the kind of market cap you're looking at. And then what you are looking for is grand scope. With grand scope, you can't really fail, okay? So you want to have something that addresses either scalability, so Matic, for instance. Can you imagine, like, Matic 2 years ago, it would have been impossible, really, to see what it's become today as a layman. But you've really got to think about the cryptocurrency overall picture. Scalability is the biggest problem. We've seen that with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we've seen why Cardano and Polkadot and PancakeSwap, while they have been so successful, it's because of scale and speed. So things that address scale and speed, they will never die out. They will never die out because they are the underlying blocks of cryptocurrency. Security is another one, but you know, doesn't really sound sexy, does it? But that is something to definitely consider. And then new and exciting narrative. Okay, so Saito was a new and exciting narrative. Convergence is a new and exciting narrative. Labs Group is a new and exciting narrative. Soulstarter is a new and exciting narrative. Refinable, with the first Binance Smart Chain NFT marketplace, was an exciting narrative. Right? Exciting narratives that are likely to have longevity throughout the entire market. Grand scope. Don't think about a shite DApp that gives you great APY. What you want to be thinking about is grand scope. Derivatives platforms, synthetics platforms, scalability, scalability solutions like ZK Swap, scalability solutions like QuickSwap. These are the things that you need to think about. Don't think about pathetic little things that are likely to die out. Think grand scope. And at the very least, you should have a personal interest in it, because, like with Ethos, that was a grand scope idea. So I'm basically completely reverse engineering why Ethos was tremendously successful. And even the second time round is very, very successful because it's grand scope. And I had a personal interest in the problem and a personal, pain from what Ethos was solving, which is essentially something which really affects most people. So you have to look at, not only have personal interest, but really, if it affects you, does it affect other people? And if it does, big tick, right? And it should be significant tech, right? So it's launching on Solana or Polkastarter or Polkadot or Parachain, or it is an entirely new blockchain like Saito, and be unique and addressing something unique, and is very, very kind of one-off technology in cryptocurrency, like, for instance, convergence. And then, and this will take you to a very, very, I suppose probably the change, is who is invested in it, right? So these venture capitalists, so you will see a lot NGC, AU21, X21, Moon Whale. Like, these have become, to me anyway, more and more opportunist, right? They're very opportunist. They are going into everything, right? And whether or not they care about it, their focus is the gains. So if they get in it low and they don't really give a shite about it, and they either just hold on to it or hold on through the vesting schedules, they're going to make money, right? So I don't really look at them as much anymore. I do class them as you should take notice versus having no one, but they've almost devalued VC backers, in my opinion. It's almost like, are they really offering anything? Or are they just a fancy name that the cryptocurrency get to put on their website by giving a little allocation? I'm not that keen on it, right? Now, my personal dealings with cryptocurrencies that have dealt with these venture capitalists, I know that these guys have a focus on technology. They want to make sure they are getting in smash hits. That is the long and short of it. Not for gains, but for tech, right? And it all comes down, the underlying factor is tech, right? So, Pantera, Binance, Coinbase, Genesis Block Ventures, and Alameda. When these guys get in, I know they're getting in for because you don't see these names coming up as much. Genesis Block Ventures are very selective. They go for tech. Yeah, Alameda, very selective. You hardly really see them. Coinbase and Binance, even more selective. And then Pantera. Now, my understanding of Pantera, and Fedbushi, actually, I'd add Fedbushi to this. But why I like Pantera is because I have been involved with a few projects that have gone after Pantera funding, and Pantera really went into the nitty-gritty of what they did. And really quality checked the tech before they invested. And the technology subsequently did incredibly well. So to me, that says to me that if they are invested, it means they have done their homework. So, and the same for Binance and Coinbase. Binance and Coinbase, they have this massive trust element because they are amongst the biggest platforms in cryptocurrency, and they are signaling to retail investors that this cryptocurrency could be listed on our platform. So they don't want to put their names behind shite Otherwise, the trust will erode and they will become like banks. People don't really trust banks and governments and things. So I know that Coinbase and Binance do not really lend their name to shite projects. And yeah, Genesis, Block Ventures, and Alameda I've covered. So these are now the VCs I really look for. I would definitely trust a $10,000 investment with these VCs. With the others, not so much. Not anymore, anyway. And then lastly, be able to 100x and not be in the billions. Okay, so if you are getting something at 71% retracement, it's a bulletproof entry, but it's not a micro cap, then it should be able to 100x. So for instance, so it should be able to 100x, and like for instance, Refinable. Yeah, when Refinable went to $10, it was still only God, what was it? It was around about 250 million, right? When it 300x, it was 250 million. On 100x, it's basically what, 70, 80 million or so. So that is exactly what you're looking for, because if something can grow substantially but still be a low cap or a mid cap, then that means that, or just under mid cap, then that means that it could grow much, much further. But at the very least, the ceiling is way up in the sky, right? And it'd take a lot to get to that ceiling. So once I have made 100x from this 10,000, which I've done time and time again, this is what I would do, okay? Initially, anyway. So with my $1 million, what I would do is I would put 30% into Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is for wealth preservation, all right? So depending on where we are in the cycle, if we are not at euphoria stage yet, I would put it in Bitcoin and Ethereum. For preservation, because this will make my money grow. Instead of just putting it into Tether, if we're still in a growth phase, put it into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because ultimately, being Bitcoin rich is very, very important. And Ethereum rich, as we've seen lately, because of its incredible resurgence, it's very important to have these, because these are the two main assets, particularly at the moment, and use these as preservation and as wealth preservation and for buying purposes. I would put 30% into Tether, right? And I would either cash that out, leave it in, because I'm undecided, or just invest in property, which is roughly the same as cashing out, right? So I'll just take out a chunk, put it in property, and it's there. If my cryptocurrency ever gets hacked, I've got something lasting to show for it. And then I would put 20% into mid-cap, so I would put these in lower risk, but still high gain, relatively high gain cryptocurrencies, ADA, Binance, and Polkadot. And then I would, in fact, some of these may not even be mid-caps now. But anyway, you get what I'm trying to say, right? Strong coins, roughly in top 25, top 50. And then I would have 20% speculation on low caps, what I do quite a lot, really. And then what happens is this 20% speculation over time, actually, because if you had looked at my portfolio about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was mainly in Bitcoin. And I had probably about 40% in speculation across mid caps and low caps. And my low caps eventually overtook my 30% in Bitcoin. All right. But, you know, if you've got 20%, which is basically 200,000, then you can just put 10,000 in various, you know, in like 20 projects, basically. And that's what I tend to do. I tend to put, you know, big chunks in these projects. And then 100% into Tether if Euphoria season is already hit. So if, let's say that my 100x was as a result of the Euphoria stage, that 100% into Tether. And there we are, people. That would be my journey from today, right? How I would make a success of cryptocurrency from today. So the question now is, what is that $10,000 cryptocurrency? Well, as far as I'm concerned, bear with me. As far as I'm concerned, that is the ever-growing and ever-changing picture. But I think Globe DX is going to be a big one. And I think Soulstar's going to be a big one. And as I've said to you, Divergence, which somebody said in the chat is the opposite of Convergence. I just think it's a really strong name. So anyway, I'll take I'll take a couple more questions. Where was I? Let's go back to refine them. Let me see what other super chats I had in the meantime. Okay. Hey Suppo, have you checked out WanSwap? I haven't checked out WanSwap. No, I still hold WanChain, but I've never checked out WanSwap. But as far as I understand, it's doing very, very well. What is the allocation for Kickpad per 1,000? You don't get per 1,000. No, I would say it's about $20 per 2,500. You have to have 2,500, otherwise you have no stake at all. So with $1,000, you pretty much got your 2,500. Hey Super, could you share your opinion on Juice Finance? Didn't really think a lot of it. I think it's what is it? Derivatives or what's it called? Synthetic assets or something. Let me have a look and see Juice. I think that this was picked up by Chico Crypto. And look at it. Really, really poor performance. So your thoughts on Trias? No, I wouldn't bother. Let me just have a look at... I think Trias has been around a while. It's certainly a name I've known of for a long time. Check out BlockSwap. Have a look at their backers list. One cryptocurrency, which I'm definitely looking to investigate a bit more, actually, is this proof of partnership one. This one... Oh, 75%. This one I am really quite keen on. I've received some intel on this. Let me just see if I can bring it up for you. I mean, kind of right now, it's not the best entry point. So a mutual liquidity pool is where projects and partnerships display trust and commitment to each other by locking their tokens up in an MLP, which is a mutual liquidity pool. This is to provide proof of partnership, so that the people that are partnered up with them are actually or partnering up with other projects are showcasing they're partnering up with other projects because of this mutual liquidity pool. They're the first mover in this area, therefore first mover advantage. Only 500 hodlers, and powered by the faculty group who have already had partnerships with Ocean, Alliance Block, and Energy Web Token, designed to prevent rug pulls. The MLPs are coming live soon. Fees generated are used as buybacks to buy back POP and add liquidity. Constant release in 5 years with the tokens needed to be locked for staking. So basically quite a few investable qualities of it, and I think that has been the reason for its popping of price. But really it's only gone up from a 4 million market cap to a 7 million market cap. And as you can see, the volume the volume exceeds market cap. So this could be a good one. Could be a good one. I'm going to look into it more. But BlockSwap, have a quick look. Look at the backers list on their website. 97,000. I wouldn't even bother. Wouldn't even get out of bed for this shit. I've spent more than 97,000 today. Like, it looks terrible. Looks like it's trying to be like... How long has this been out? It's just come out. Is this volume correct? Because it's really shite volume. And it's a terrible looking website. Well, here we are. Look, NGC. Moon Whale. block sync. Basically, you get the point, right? It's basically the same old, same old. You know, it doesn't have any of the guys I told you about. And this is what I mean. Like, you can pretty much differentiate good projects with ones looking for a payday. I know it sounds really, really unfair to say, but I do actually believe it. Gargamat, hello Super, thank you for your knowledge and insight of Superman. I'm new to the church. Thank you, Gargamat. I'm so pleased you are joining Team Suppo, and thank you very much for the $20. Little Superman dance for you. Suppo, started another one of your classes on Udemy and learned so much. Hopefully I will get to 1 million. I really hope you do. You know, but it's not easy, you know, because I know a lot of friends and relatives who would give anything to have even like 1/10 of 1 million, you know, and it's not easy, you know, but I'm giving you can do the same. And, you know, it's not just a case of investing intelligently, it's also a case of applying yourself intelligently as well. You know, you have got to provide some value to be able to get, let's say, allocations from top projects. And it's worth it in the end, you know. Yeah, anyway. Hey, Suppo, Equalize has good VCs, NGC, Gemblock, LD Capital. What are your thoughts? Flash loans? I could do well in DeFi season. It's something I will check out another time. But again, you know, you've mentioned the VCs that I now no longer really look at. Have you checked out Blockbank yet? Yes, I have. And it seems interesting because it's like Yield App and Aave, and I love these like these mini clever advisors, like financial advisor kind of things that enable you to make a good yield. It's essentially like a mini bank, and I kind of like that. Orville, thank you very much for your contribution. I really appreciate that. Favorite crypto that could 15x in your portfolio? Well, from current, let me have a look. Like a could 15x. From his current standpoint? Hashgraph probably. No, not Hashgraph. That's a good question. You've completely... Oh, sorry. You know what? I have not updated my portfolio on my Delta portfolio with a lot of my new buys. But I think my favourite crypto could 15x convergence. I don't know why I haven't added it yet. What's your sell price for Happy? I don't really... Probably about 1,500, I would say. But thank you very much for the contribution, Jan. Have you checked out DeFi Win? I don't think so. Let me have a looky look. No. Oh, token is scheduled to release and has some good VCs backing it. I'm going to have the quickest of looks. DFYN. Crypto. Oh, somebody's saying here. Oh, it's in here. Thank you very much for the $17.99 in here. What are your thoughts on Sienna and DYFN? Love your educational videos lately, especially helping the noobs. Your heart is in the right place. It is, and I really appreciate you for acknowledging that. Really appreciate that. But I haven't looked at Sienna. Never even heard of it. Obviously, I have today. So let me have a look at that one. And DFYN, multi-chain DEX. Ooh. So it sounds a little bit like Sif Chain. Gateway to layer 2. Allow creators to launch their tokens, launch ERC20s, get listed on DF. It's a shit name. I'll give it that. It's a shit name. DFYN, now launch DFYN on your chain. Technical launchpad. Oh, launchpad as well. Well, this sounds like a good one to get rock bottom in. Let me have a look. Do they have their VCs, partners, whatever? So So they've got Polygon, which is good. Union, Avalanche, Nord Glitch, Razor, Frontier, defi. Yeah, they seem to have most of the areas covered. Do they have their VCs? I take it. Let me have a look on their medium quick. See if their VCs are listed here. What happened here? Public raise 300. That's gonna smash it. Let's have a look. Who have they got? Come on. Right. Spark, AU21, Morningstar. GBIC. GBIC's good. GBIC's good. That gives me confidence. The rest of them appear to be the same old, same old. But, yeah, that one looks good. And she means nothing to me. Oh, Sienna. Privacy meets DeFi. Cool. There's a little bit done, but private swaps. Privacy first. Cross-chain. Decentralized exchange. Can swap private tokens in complete privacy. What? Privacy tokens or all tokens privately. Runs a secret network. FBG. NGCLD. I do like FBG though. They were behind Bitmax. Bitmax did incredibly well, was one of my 100Xs. So yes, I think that was a good one. Divergence isn't out yet. Thoughts on GenPad Genesis Shards? Genesis Shards I really like the look of. Just want to thank you for your content. Kalele, thank you. Kiki Lee, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. Many thanks for sharing your knowledge. I can't find Convergence. It's not on. But thank you very much, Rob. It's not out yet. That's why I said join the Telegram. Check Xend. Looked at it. Don't care. Suppo, have you checked out OneSwap? Yes, I have. Hey, Suppo. Or should I say no, I haven't. But at the same time, yes, I have. Because I'm not interested. Hey, Suppo, can you look at on-chain data as an effect on longevity and the bull run? I will do. I think that is it, people. Thank you very much for your contributions. I really appreciate every single one of you that have contributed, even if I dismissively answered your question. But a lot of the questions I get are pretty much the same as I receive in a lot of other thingy-majiggies. Somebody said, why haven't you checked out ProStark? It's not out yet. Anyway, hey, Super, can you tell us how your live stream will look like when you are late 60s? I'm curious. Don't know. I hope to still be around. But in the absence of me being a massive multi-billionaire in my 60s, which I imagine I probably will be, then I am hopeful that it will still be a relatively modest setup. I don't want to be dressed in gold and surrounded by gold and bathing in ass's milk and all of that kind of thing. I like to keep relatively grounded and just be highly appreciative of the fact I'm in the position I'm in. And really, I hope that you also are. That, you know, yeah, even if because we're in a quite stagnant market at the moment, and it sometimes looks a little bit difficult to see, oh, I'm going to make lots of profits, etc., because of the fact that, you know, a lot of things are quite still. Some things are going up and maybe not what you're... but let me just tell you this. Time equals value. All right, and that's the only lesson you really need to learn here. Unless we're going into a bear market, unless we've hit euphoria already and we're at risk, then basically the money is still there to be made. And all the people in Refinable, for instance, have had a complete 180 on their perceptions, where they previously thought, oh, I've lost all my money. This is a shit project, a scam. And now all of a sudden this Moonboy project and it's going to go up and everybody's positive. So believe me when I say that if you cut through the illusions, you're in a very strong position. Be grateful today that you have some stake in something. Because there are many billions of people out there that would give anything in like 5 years time, even in maybe a year or 2 years time, that wish they'd invested today. Because it's never, unless we're in a bear market, it's never a bad time to invest in a bull market. Like just to let you know, like for instance, last June and July when I was investing, I was thinking, God, it was a better time to invest in March, April. But then, you know, how it looked in January, the prices were, 10x what they were in June, July, right? So for instance, Chainlink was $3 in July. It was $30, near $30 in January. And then and then in January, everything, and February, everything spiked up again. So there's going to be another altcoin season. There's going to be more 10x's to come. And maybe another 10x before the end of the bull market, right? If there is an end, in the foreseeable future. So you're in a great position. Be grateful, And I am certainly grateful that I've been around 4 years. You'll be grateful in 4 years, 5 years, when you are, in my position or whatever. So there we are, people. There we are. So love you all. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciated your attendance. I hope you learnt a lot, and I'll see you next time. It is lights out, all out.